Another Brick fan here with a DC Comics Super Heroes set. This is Batmobile, the Penguin Chase. This is set 76181, was released in November 2021. Has 392 pieces, 2 minifigures, and cost about $30 when it was released. This set is based on The Batman, which is a movie scheduled to be released in 2022. Robert Pattinson is going to star as the Batman in this new movie. And this is definitely a new look for the Batmobile, and it's got more of a muscle car look than we have seen in previous Batmobiles. We'll take a closer look at the minifigures in a minute, but let's go ahead and take a close look at the Batmobile itself. Like I said, this has much more of a muscle car look. So it's kind of like that Dodge Charger or, you know, the classic muscle car look. As far as I know, the motor looks like it's in the back here with the, you know, big exhaust pipes up top. It's got this flame shooting out of the back and this nice, they're using this nice transparent blue or very light blue coloring. There's a bunch of different spots where it's seen. So there's some flames coming out of the front here. The whole thing is done with black with some gray accents and a few stickers that just have a few of these white dots on them to kind of give it some rivet type look or a little bit of texturing. There's another exhaust port apparently down here with another flame that comes out. Looking at the car from the front, you can see his license plate just has dots on it. There are 2 spring-loaded shooters down here. Very well integrated, and I'll show you how those are activated here in a minute. But there's some clear bricks in here for the headlights. There's some stickers on either side here for a little texture on the fenders. There's used some nougats, some ingots down here in black. Lots of sloping. There's another sticker here. These 2 pieces right here are what integrate and create the spring-loaded shooters and let those fire. So that obviously exposes some yellow pieces when the missiles are fired, but then when you push them back into place, it kind of resets them back up like that. So they use the inverted tile pieces here to create that look. Here's the other side. Again, that really nice shaping. I think the only thing that would have set it off a little bit more is if the wheels in the back were a little bit bigger, so it would kind of sit a little higher like this. Would have been a cool feature. Opening the Batmobile up, you kind of take the canopy off, and then you see inside. We'll look at it from this direction. So there are some controls along the center console here. There is another control set up here. Might be hard to see, but there is actually a lever here on the steering wheel, on the steering column. So that's the shifter there, which again is a more traditional style or older style of transmission. Down in here, there's a little bit of storage space. So I put a Batarang down in there. You can kind of see back here the exhaust ports. There's a clear glass back here for the rear view, for the rear window. There's some wand pieces back here just to add a little bit more texture. And then on the very back, you see the tail lights that are done with stickers. There's a gauge back here. But you can see another silver stud back here, some more kind of exhaust. And then there is a printed satellite dish here with some black dots going around it just to add a little more character to it. A couple of stickers down in here on these cheese wedges. Lots of little minute details inside of the Batmobile here. Certainly a new look for the Batmobile, but I think a good look. And it's going to be really interesting to see this Batmobile in the movie. I think it looked really cool in the trailer, and I think they captured it quite well here in Lego. Let's go ahead and move on and take a look at the minifigures. Here are the 2 minifigures that come with this Batmobile set. And here is Batman. And this is the Robert Pattinson version. So the Batman is much more gray here in the new Batman movie. And then this is the Penguin, and he looks very different than the traditional Penguin. Traditional Penguin has been kind of a hawk-nosed guy, a generally speaking shorter individual. But one of the nice things the Penguin is carrying here is a new style stud shooter. This is a new stud shooter I think is coming out with the 2022 sets, but this Batman set came out early, and you see it still shoots very well, but it's on kind of a sideways type stud shooter. So very interesting to see this new style stud shooter. He also has a pistol, and of course Batman has a batarang. As I mentioned here, Batman is in this nice gray uniform with blacks. The bat symbol has kind of got some silver around it as well. The boots are still black, but it looks like he has an extra belt here. Kind of looks like the tactical Batman look that we saw in Batman vs. Superman. I guess that was more steampunkish, but it still kind of has some hints of that to me. Here is the Penguin in a black suit with a purple waistcoat. It looks like some purple pinstriping down here. So maybe he's got an overcoat on over this purple underneath. So that's kind of a violet shirt and then a dark purple tie as well. A lot of freckles on his face as well. A lot of lines and stuff on his face. No side printing on either character. And then some fairly plain printing here on the back of the Penguin. Here is the back of Batman, with it has that kind of armor look and then some additional stuff on his utility belt. As far as alternate expressions go, this looks pretty typical of Batman here for this new, that is the same expression I've seen many times. Here is the Penguin for his alternate expression. One other thing this set did come with, though, is a second head for Bruce Wayne. So this is the typical Batman headpiece. I think it's been seen in several sets. But we also get this Batman head. So here we have Bruce Wayne without the white on top, and it actually looks quite different, right? With the eyebrows there and stuff, as opposed to the same kind of lines on the side of his face are there. Let's see if on the back of this head is an alternate expression. Yes, there is. So let's compare those two alternate expressions. Once again, this one here, this new Batman face right here, kind of an open mouth. It kind of almost looks like he's yelling or something, and this one is more of a slanted smile. So kind of interesting that we got a completely different Bruce Wayne head than the Batman face, or than the Batman head that we normally see. Let's go ahead and go back, and I will sum up my thoughts on this Batmobile set. So many changes with this look for the Batman movie. The Penguin looks completely different from me, like I said, while looking closer at him. The Batman, of course, is in more gray than black, and he's been in black for quite a while now, although he did use blue and gray when way back in the 60s. But this is less of a Dark Knight look and more of a new kind of style Batman, or maybe a kind of an intermediate Batman. I know he was in gray for quite a while as well. So I do like the muscle car look here, and I think this model turned out quite nicely. Going back to the value for this, it is almost 400 pieces for $30, so that's a pretty good deal as far as a piece count goes. And I think you get really nice pieces with this set. The two minifigures are really good, and all the pieces are used well to sculpt out this Batmobile for sure. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this Batmobile. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to some of my other superhero reviews up here on the screen.